Hey guys, we're joining in progress for round one. Right as round one started, I got a call from someone in human resources with the position I had applied for, so I had to take that. Not a whole lot has gone in game. I've kind of flooded out a little bit, but as long as we stay alive, we can get to that seventh land drop. We're feeling pretty good, so we're gonna go ahead Stratus Walk on our Crowan Sergeant. Mostly for the cantrip. We've already got him renowned, and with first strike, I'm not concerned about him attacking. Claustrophobia is a pretty good draw there. We're at 15. We'll leave back the goblins because one will die to force mage, so I'd rather just leave them back to block and threaten for 3 in the air, and then drop a claustrophobia on whatever matters next turn. He still has 6 cards in hand, so he could definitely have something up his sleeve. So far, it's been a pretty straightforward game. Nothing unusual has happened. Oh, there's something, but luckily we will be claustrophobing that immediately. Kind of curious to see how he attacks, because don't. I mean, the Thopter's coming in no matter what, but he may leave it back to. Oh, yep. That's where I was going to get at, was will he leave the Thopter token back? So we're about to pretty much just ruin his world. We're going to claustrophobia here. Make the Managorgia Hydra go away, hopefully permanently. I mean, there are some cards in green that he could have access to blow it up, but if he does, then it just sucks for us. Alright, and then we are going to pretty happily impulse that Thopter token and get in for 3 and start the race. And next turn, we're going to get to peek at his hand and probably just win the game right there. I won't see him coming back from being able to turn off for removal and dropping another 5/5 flyer. So yeah, round one is looking pretty good. Ooh, that's a good card. So that's gonna slow us down a pinch, but we're still about to be threatening pretty hardcore in the air because he's tapped out now and can't interact with a kill spell in response to him coming into the battlefield. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good right about now. So we're pretty much just going to click on any removal spell unless he happens to have a big... Yep, okay, yeah, we're pretty happy now, so... He doesn't have enough power to do 5, so we are going to turn off this Wild Instincts. You could pretty easily plop that onto that Managorgia Hydra and punch my Alhemrat, so... That's pretty good. Best he can do with that Blaze is pop a Goblin, and he could do that, I don't care. Yep, alright, so game 2. You know, we did draw good there, we can absolutely admit that. Kane had sent me a text about my deck saying not enough creatures, so... Sorry, wife had texted me about the job interview I have, so... Didn't see a whole lot that he has. I think we may drop in another Dragon Fighter just as a few extra blockers. So what would we cut? I don't know. Second thought, let's actually drop in a Chandra's Fury. Will not hit the Managorger Hydra, but he did have a Thopter Maker or two, so we definitely want to be able to clear those out. I'm going to add that as speculative, just not seeing what else he has in his deck. We did mulligan game 1. We had a 1-land hand, and this one is looking like another mulligan, sadly. He kept 7, so yeah, we're keeping it. It's 2 land. It's got a Majoring Bully, so hopefully we'll draw another land and get there. We did draw a land, and he has a Dragon Fodder, which is no problem. We're going to drop Majoring next turn, and then go right into... Oh, well, that really doesn't change anything. That just changes our next turn after. We're plop down Majoring, keep his goblins at bay, and then we can start putting the pressure on. Drawing that Dragon Fodder does make that Fiery Conclusion in hand feel a lot better, so if he does somehow drop a Managorger earlier, we will have an answer to it. Alright, so Majoring's got to attack, and I don't want it to die to that Sergeant, so I think we're just gonna Dragon Fodder pre-combat, get the Prowess trigger, so it'll survive combat, and then next turn we'll probably Fiery Conclusion the first striker, because I don't want to sit here and have to deal with that. Most of my guys are 2 or 3 toughness, and that just seems bad. We do have a lot of flying in our hand right now, though, so if he stays grounded the rest of the game, we can come over the top. Pretty confident, yeah, he comes in with the Sergeant. We will... Do we just take it and Fiery Conclusion, or do we block and... No, let's block the Sergeant just in case we draw Fiery Impulse or something to just snap it for 1 mana and play something else. I'd rather save the Conclusion if I could. Alright, I'm not worried about that. Honestly, not a good card. I don't know why that's in there, but I'm just kind of making it act like a whatever that land is, Rogue's Passage, but I don't know, I wouldn't waste a card on it. Alright, so I'm behind on mana right now for sure, so we're going to try and draw one. We still have the Goblin back to block again. Hopefully we draw a land. If not, at least we have a... Oh, there we go. Yeah, so we got a flyer. Life is looking pretty good now. He's got 4 cards in hand. I just really don't want to have to fight a Managorger Hydra, so I don't want to use the Fiery Conclusion. Worst things have happened, so it can attack. We're just gonna pass. so Sergeant can't be blocked. That's pretty real. Comes to now is, do we want to murder it? Yeah, I think we will. He's been trying to pressure that in pretty hard. I feel like it's his main path to victory right now. He's been pretty focused on that. We do have to be aware of the foundry about to pop, so I feel like that's going to be where his next turn goes. Alright, so this turn I'm thinking we're playing the aeronaut. Get some more flyers on the board. Move up a mountain. So he thinks maybe we have impulse. We showed it to him game 1. I'm not sure how much he'll think about that though. Whatever he's gonna do, he's in the tank on it a little bit. I feel like it's gonna be the foundry, but no. Well, that stinks, but I'm not super sad to lose. It is essentially just a majoring bully. No real reason to block here. So we're gonna put a little pressure on him. Do want to commit something to the board, so Sergeant or Cobble Brute. Cobble Brute will. He dies to the scout, and that's not a good way to spend 4 mana, so we're just gonna play the Sergeant and pass. Alright, so Death Touch and Renown. That's gonna clog the ground up for us a little bit, so pretty glad to have those flyers ready. Alright, so how many instant sorcerers we have? Alright, we do have 2. So yeah, we are going to Ravaging Blaze here. X is 3, that'll kill it, and Lightning Bolt him. And that's going to enable us to just Alpha Strike here and put some more pressure on him. He's down to 1 card, but he can make Thopters. That is relevant, but I do have 2 flyers that can block the Thopter, so I'm feeling pretty good. His sergeant isn't his life isn't a bad way if my sergeant ever does connect, so he has to chump block pretty much every turn. Yep, there it goes. There's the Thopters we were waiting on. Oh no, there's the Ravaging Blaze. I stand corrected. So we do still have the threat of those Thopters, and he's trying to race. Still not super worried. We have a lot of cards in the deck. We're still pretty excited to see if we do draw them. He's tapped out, so we can just do this at sorcery speed while I'm thinking about what, if anything, to attack with. gonna attack with this one Aeronaut. We're gonna leave the Thopter token back to potentially block that Scout. I don't want to take 2 from it. I can live with 1 from the Goblin. Probably block with the Cobble Brute, and if he has a trick, he has a trick. It's fine. He's held on to that Foundry a lot longer than I expected him to. I thought that was going to get popped a while back. Alright, so no elves, so just a 2/2 bear. Oh, that's real. Yeah, we would like a removal spell for that, but let's see. There he is, 9 creature spell, creature +1/+1 until end of turn. So we are going to very obviously drop this Jin. Then I think we just sit. We can't let the we're at 6. We can take everything else barring nothing happening, but we can't take this, so I don't want to risk attacking and then somehow getting blown out by anything. So let's just sit back because he's just about dead in the air. Any sorcery or instant will, or actually any non-creature spell at all, makes him dead. Assuming he doesn't play the Foundry or pop the Foundry this turn. Yeah, Soulblade was definitely a good draw there. Without that Zendikar Incarnate coming down, it'd been a lot better, but such is life. Alright, so he's in the tank a bit on this one. He decides just to not attack as well. Mm, 6 mana, so can't play both. And if we attack in with a flyer, he's gonna make the Foundries. It's probably gonna make them anyway. I don't know. I think we play Cobble Brute and just wait and try and draw something out. I mean, we still have Claustrophobia, a couple Fiery Impulses, Dragon Fodders. I mean, we still have. Well, we even have that Chandra Shuri we put in. That would actually be pretty amazing top deck right now. That wipes 4 blockers and puts him at 3 and then pumps a team. So Chandra Shuri would be great to draw right now. Still don't see him attacking. He's got flyers to block. He doesn't need to. Oh, well, we're a land off of that, and he has no hand anyway, so of course I don't expect him to ever have a hand at this point. So let's just commit some more to the board and see who top decks the best. And I think the only thing he could have right now that would really suck for me is Chandra's Ignition. And we die. And I probably could have chipped in for a damage or 2 with the Aeronaut the last couple turns, but I just prefer to be safe. I don't know what he. Oh, I don't know why he bothered playing that. He'd have been better off keeping it in his hand. Alright, regardless of his no hand, we're running it out there. That will allow us to start chumping in. We've got enough now that nothing really to lose by doing so. He can't attack with the Thopters because I have 3 flyers. Oh, okay. I honestly didn't expect him to block at all. I thought he would hold those back for the bigger flyers. He only loses 1, but all the same, I feel like I came ahead on that one. Now, unless he puts another flyer on the board, he's dead next turn because I have 6 here, 6 here. Any combination now. And you even have a Thopter too. Yeah, that was a bad block from him. He may just be dead anyway on math, but okay. So we're at 6. What can we take? So you go there, you can only block there. You go there. Alright, so I mean, he may have a pump spell. If he's got Titan Strength, he wins, so let's make it now. So Titan Strength only does 5. I'll lose a creature, but it doesn't matter. Huh. Oh, okay. No, so looks like we're gonna win round 1. Oh, okay. Okay, he did submit. Made me scared with the math there. Alright, so up a game. We'll see you around.